Okay, I got no source for this and I got no proof for it. It's my idea, and take it for what it's worth. Here's the first three harmonics. The fundamental is the darkest band of increased air pressure. The pattern into the ear. Pattern for the first four harmonics, like this, and this, and this. Wavelength for the low E, about 82.5 cycles per second. It's about 4.2 meters. Inner ear separates the sound wave out into its separate harmonics. But if you put them all together again, like Humpty Dumpty, you can see the same pattern we just went over. The pattern is derived from the subdivision of the string in the harmonic series. Here's the first harmonic, the second harmonic, and the third harmonic. That's as far as I got. It's an arithmetic progression with a common difference of 1. One of its advantages, it relates to a fraction wall, which is third grade math, and you can show the just or true intervals very quickly with it, which I'll do right now. 6 to 5, the minor third. 5-4, the major third. 4-3, perfect fourth. 3-2, the perfect fifth. And 2-1, the octave. So it's a relation to the fretboard, approximation. Approximate because the guitar uses a logarithmic or geometric pattern to select the frequencies used. You can see the idea in Napier's original drawing of 1614. And he may have gotten the idea from Zarlino's 1588 description of a lute fretboard. The intervals here sound the same throughout. Here's the two types of division side by side. The arithmetic progression is the harmonic progression, and that'll give you the best harmony. But the geometric progression is a logarithmic or fretboard, gives you a unit semitone. I'm across some problems here when I start using multiple strings and multiple instruments. When you strum a guitar with a flat pick, you strike the strings one after the other in sequence. And whatever the combined pattern might be, it's beyond my intelligence here. The pattern that enters the ear is going to be more complicated. And if you got more than one instrument playing at the same time, you're going to have different frequencies, or the same frequency coming into the ear at slightly different time frames. I think this imagery looks more like music, but it doesn't show clear patterns. It might be closer to reality or just more artistic. More steam than stem. But if the pattern idea gets taken seriously, someone can treat this mathematically and see what develops. So some of the harmony takes place in the inner ear, where that time-based pattern in the air is converted over to a frequency-based pattern sent to the brain. For a single string, the relative strength of the harmonics may come out something like this. And for two strings an octave apart, the second harmonic of the low note would equal the fundamental of the second or higher note, and that should be greatly reinforced and sent up to the brain that way. Now it looks to me like there should be two waves entering the inner ear, a fluid wave and a solid wave through the basilar membrane, but there's a lot of research going on. Things are way beyond my comprehension here. Here's the fundamental, and the fundamental in octave. A bit about the air itself. Sources are all gone. There is a little less than 1 cubic foot of air. Inside, about 602 sextillion particles. The number looks like this. About 20 times 602 sextillion particles between the guitar and the ear. And then the sound wave itself goes through a small cone right through the middle. Still a lot of particles. A closer look. Here's a 1/1,000,000th cubic centimeter. Inside, the particles are bouncing around all over the place, bumping into each other, creating pressure on the walls of that container. Now, this is all just a statistical average called the ideal gas law. Very important to me because Asimov used it to do his Selden plan, and I don't know if von Neumann used it for his game theory, but he was very good with gas pressure waves. Another thing you want to be aware of with sound waves is the enclosed spaces. You get standing waves. Reflections come from all over the place. Same thing happens inside a guitar. Here's a two-dimensional image of it. And for intensity, 1/1000th of normal air pressure, that's a whisper, out to 1,000 times normal air pressure, that'll knock your socks off. Now, I have tried to get these harmonic pressure waves to show up in a particle imagery, but so far I haven't been able to get anything really looks good, and I think if it ever is done, it'll be done by programming and not by me. So, like I said, this is some guesswork on my part. If I wanted to know more right now, I would go to McGill University's Satori Lab, look up Michel Rochon, Robert Satori, Simon Dalabella, and maybe ask AI about Brahms, octave perception, and pitch chroma. Everything else is really beyond me.